Love watching you guys compete. Obviously, hey, congratulations. Not only taking Charleston to back-to-back CAA championships, but advancing to Charleston's first NCAA championship berth in 21 years. That's quite the feat after that fifth place finish at the NCAA Palm Beach Regional. What an awesome tournament for you guys. And you know, what I really want to know from you is, as you prepare for this week of nationals, I know that preparation started a long time ago. I mean, it started when you were piecing together this team. You were getting guys like Kieran and Reuter, and you started to cultivate this group of competitors. And so what does that look like in the day-to-day, you know, when you're propelling your team to get into the position that they're in now to compete for a national championship?
Probably we have a lot of individual-based programming with our team. And when you have really good players, sometimes you stay out of their way. A lot of the stuff that we've done now will be making sure they're prepared, making sure they understand what we're doing, and really just getting their expectations in order. Okay. It's difficult for a team this young to know what they're walking into. So a little bit of it is, hey, we're going to have a really good time. You guys are good players. We'll do our preparation now. And then once we get to the tournament, we can see strategically how they'll match up on the golf course and how their games will play out, because they all play differently. So we have different game plans for the way each player is going to kind of move through their round of golf. So right now it's really just no injuries, hang out, enjoy, and practice a bunch. And there's no class, so they love that. And we're just kind of riding it out.
Just playing golf doesn't get better than that, honestly. Okay, so let's highlight, you mentioned your younger golfers. So going into the final day of the regional, Kieran led the field, finished top 5. You've got Neville Reuter finishing in the top 10, not to mention that follows up with sweeping the CAA awards. You've got your golfer of the year, your rookie of the year. So the accolades obviously set these guys apart, but when you really do individualize and look at their characteristics and qualities, what makes them so elite, what is it that does set them apart?
Specifically with Kieran, he's extremely professional for someone as young as he is. You watch him go about his business on the golf course, and there is a method to it. He's very consistent. You can tell his desire is there, and he's going to follow his process, and not a lot is going to knock him off that. And he's had a couple of tournaments here and there where he's learned his lessons, so to speak, and what he does well and maybe what he doesn't and what he can improve on. But for him, it's really probably his maturity and his kind of professionalism towards his craft. Neville, for instance, is probably one of the most skilled players I've ever seen.
Wow.
I've played with a lot of good players, and I've watched a lot of good players. His ability with long irons and off the tee is really, really special. So for him, a lot of it is kind of managing how he goes about playing the golf course. And then a lot of times, he has the ability to do things on the golf course that other players just don't. And so probably trying to bring himself and his expectations down a little bit so that he can allow his game to flourish. Because when he's playing with players that are top 25 in the world, he looks head and shoulders above them, and he can see that. So a lot of it is about just kind of letting him learn and experience and grow a little bit. He has just a lot more skill than someone his age should have. And so kind of managing that for him and giving him a chance to grow into it is important. And he likes to have fun. So letting him have fun on the golf course without stifling his enjoyment is a big deal.
Hey, extension of your season, more time to have fun and get those reps competing against the best, being in that mindset of knowing you're going up against these guys who, you know, you're not going to face better in NCAA golf. And so I believe you mentioned this at one point through the regional, but there's so much pressure and intensity in these competitions and tournaments when you go into a regional like you guys did. I mean, your team shot 14 over, matched the CAA best finish at an NCAA men's golf regional. So your team stepped up to that pressure. So how are you proud of their performances, kind of bringing that mentality to the course of playing free and knowing what they have to bring to the table?
Yeah, exceptionally proud. I love it for them. I had a phenomenal time in college golf. I love collegiate sports. So getting to watch them, really stand toe to toe with Notre Dame and not back down, knowing they have far less experience than them, and this was their first time kind of in that arena. And I had so much joy watching that happen because anyone who's played golf knows that it often doesn't go the way you want it to. So being a part of that and just witnessing it, I was so happy for them. And I think this week will be something similar. There's going to be a lot of pressure, and they tend to enjoy that. You need players who want to be a part of those situations.
Right.
And it will just be a test. It'll be another really big test for them. With as young as they are, they'll probably learn some things and maybe have a couple of stumbles here and there. But it was really exciting last week watching them just stand up, knowing what they had to do. They can see the leaderboard. They know who's coming for them. And they just stood there and played their game, and they didn't wait.
No, and so much joy too, like you mentioned, to watch and then reap some of that success of the hard work and the mentality going into it. I mean, congrats, coach. I'm sure that was a wonderful experience. Obviously, so much more season left. So this week, if we can just kind of zoom into these next couple of days, you've got the travel, you get out to the course. So before you tee off, what are you doing each day to really get ready?
Yeah, for us, it will be the golf course is going to play different than the golf courses that we have played so far that we've taken them to. So strategically, we're going to take them to go watch the women's final.
Okay.
And let them see how someone is going to play that golf course, let them see landing areas, kind of just give them a feel. They're not going to be able to catch up to these other programs that have played there back-to-back years that have 10 plus rounds on this golf course. So a lot of it's going to be, okay, let's familiarize ourselves with this golf course, with the conditions, with what's happening, and then rely on kind of the skill that they do have, and let them go out there and have fun. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a juggling act between as they learn the golf course, but also believing in the games that they have. But, from a preparation standpoint, it'll be getting to the golf course, seeing it as much as we can, playing a practice round. And then it's going to be 110 degrees. So we're going to drink a bunch of water. I'll probably go swim pool in the afternoon, make sure they have fun.
Yeah.
Keep it light. And then come Friday, the good thing about this team is you don't have to tell them when the first round is. Like, they know what's happening. They're in it for the fight. So they'll be ready to go. It's going to be a lot on Friday for them, but it won't be because they didn't know it's coming.
Love it, Coach. Locked in and excited to watch you all compete. Thank you for your time. I know you've got a lot going on and you've got more season to propel forward into. So thanks seriously for just taking the time to chat.